Here's a one-liner that took me a very long time to understand. So product is merit and distribution is connections. For example, a great blog post that nobody sees is a great product with terrible distribution. Conversely, a really dumb article or whatever that is a piece of content that is in a feed that is seen by millions is a terrible product with great distribution. And these are actually essentially disjoint things. Sometimes you can build products that have distribution built in, like social networks or payment apps, where they're inherently viral. That's why people like them. But most of the time, these are disjoint things, and you have to put as much thought into the distribution of the product. If you're selling chairs or something like that, it's not enough to make a good chair. You need to think about, okay, how do you get to Walmart? Walmart, how do you get to this distributor, how do you get on Amazon, all of those types of things are critical parts of making it work. And Peter Thiel has this good line, which is that distribution is the thing that just engineers don't get. Part of the reason I think they don't get it is that it's based on, quote, connections. So it can't be just reduced to math, or at least parts of it can be, like your contribution margin and so on. But it is something where a lot of it is, quote, networking or knowing somebody. And people don't usually put thought into this, but when you walk into a convenience store, why are some energy drinks pulled up all the way to the front, like 5-Hour Energy? Why is it in the checkout aisle, and why are others at the back? That is not an accident. That's a bunch of distribution relationships and deals, because people are hyper conscious. The store owner is hyper conscious of the fact that being up front near the checkout is a great spot to move inventory, and that's actually more valuable to be there than at the back. It's a negotiation. Okay, what's my point? Point is that I think an enormous amount of our media ecosystem today is actually something where the product is terrible, but they've got a lot of great legacy distribution. So again, a software analogy, think about Microsoft or Oracle. Oracle, which makes a database, any engineer who's listening to this, the database is okay, but most people, if you're starting from scratch, you'll use Postgres or an open source database or a combination of some kind. So Oracle has kind of a bad product, or a declining product in many ways, at least relatively, versus open source competition, but it has great legacy distribution because it's got its hooks in all of these enterprises. The salespeople know them. It's also hard to extract it, to pull it out. one important component. Let me give two or three more. The second important component is decentralized cryptographic truth. And this is a big concept. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do it justice in a few sentences, but I'm going to try, which is to say, it is now possible with cryptocurrency for a Israeli and a Palestinian, a Chinese person, a Japanese person, a Democrat and a Republican to all agree on the state of the Bitcoin blockchain. Regardless of your political views, your geography, people agree on how much Bitcoin someone has, okay, globally. This is an incredible triumph because, $1 trillion, forget it. I mean, $1 million is the kind of thing that people will fight over and disagree on and so on. There's essentially no dispute on who owns what BTC. And that's the kind of thing that people tend to have large disputes over. $1 trillion, people tend to fight over. They tend to try to fake history. They try to forge things, all the type of stuff, right? The point is that once you can develop consensus algorithms that can get people to agree on what Bitcoin someone had at what time, you can extend them as we're doing to get people to agree on what property somebody had at what time. So what stocks, what bonds,